talk to him on the telephone. He's sort of, oh, shucks. But I think somewhere in there, he's starting to take notice. And he's growing up. He's going to start shaving. He's going to want to leave and go off on his own someday. I have left that door open, and he knows it, and he says that he wants to do this for as long as he can. Tell you one thing about Trevor. He used to always jump from one thing to another. He never stayed with any project for any length of time. He would paint. That would be 1 week's excitement. And then he would go from that to collecting bugs or something, and then it was from that to something else. But this he has stayed with. And I hope he hasn't stayed with it because I've been on top of him. He stayed with it because he truly loves what he does.
Ike now drives the van regularly for Trevor when Frank isn't able to. He's got to know Trevor very well.
The people who see him in the news media only see him as a humanitarian in the street, but he still is a 13-year-old boy. I personally see him as running the campaign when he gets older. He says that that won't happen, but I know that it will, because of the questions that he asks. He gets annoyed with his father when he won't tell him, like, how much money somebody donated or something like that. He wants to know that, and he wants to know where the money is going and how the people are being fed. He's concerned about the food being warm and things like that. So I think he doesn't want to admit that when he gets old, he wants to be a person feeding people, but he really does. I'm sure that he will continue to do this for the rest of his life.
Trevor's much better at doing the work than talking about it. He loves taking an active part in the feeding campaign and shuns the publicity it produces. But as he travels around the street at night, what does he think about?
How the people are, what's going to happen, if they're going to make it through the night.
What do you think it's like living on the streets?
I think it's hard, because, like, right now I'm freezing just standing here, and for them it must be really hard to live out here.
How long do you think you can go on doing this?
Oh, for as long as I can, that's all I know. I don't know how long.
Just take it from me. No, that's not the idea. You're Trevor, right?
But not everyone is full of gratitude, and that's something that Trevor has to learn to deal with.
People they don't come by here every night.
No?
You never know when they're going to come and when they aren't.
Yeah.
Right? I've been here several times, and I've gotten ice cold rice with a sprinkling of peas on the top, and I have a slice of pineapple.
Well, why don't you just take this?
I mean, you're going to answer me? Why did I get that? Why should I take that?
All right, well,
I appreciate the offer, but...
all right, well, God bless you.
All right, thank you.
All right.
I'm quite sure that there's the best intentions in the world, but I think matters have gotten out of his hand, and now it's become a political and a money-making thing. I think it's wonderful that he had that idea about feeding the homeless, but now I think he's a small part of it.
A little better than a couple nights ago now.
But during the last 2 years, Trevor's campaign has had an effect.
Spring's coming.
This was Hands Across America, an ambitious scheme to persuade over 5 million Americans to link hands in aid of the hungry and the homeless. The aim, a 4,000-mile human chain stretching from coast to coast. It raised almost $30 million. Two of America's most famous hands had also stood in line with White House staff. President Reagan, who'd earlier said that people were only hungry in America because they didn't know how to apply for food aid, was persuaded otherwise. And there's no doubt the last 2 years has taken its toll on the Ferrell family, as Ike particularly is well aware of.
Well, I worry a little bit about the future, too, because their life has been uprooted, and they don't have a lot of privacy. But it's what they want. It's like other people who go to corporate headquarters every day and make a lot of money, and that's what they want. It's what the Ferrells want, and they love the people. The people in the street, that's their family.
What concerns me in Trevor's case is that right now, he's the focus of a lot of media attention. And I think part of the success of the campaign is the fact that he's a young teenager. I'm nervous that when he gets 17 or 18 years old and he's not that cherubic, innocent child any longer, what's going to happen to him if, in fact, he falls out of the limelight and if the campaign has to take a different direction. That concerns me.
They're under a lot of pressure, a lot of strain, and whether they'll burn out eventually and have to say, we've done what we can do and we can do no more. I cannot see them surviving for a long period of time at the pace that they're going now with the kind of tensions and the kind of pressure.
Our marriage was in jeopardy, I guess. It hasn't been easy for Janet, who really shuns or is really turned off by publicity. And she, I guess, more than anyone, has sacrificed her private life and given up the family we used to have.
How do you think it will end?
Sure. I don't know.
Can you go on doing it?
I think so. I think we've gotten over the worst.
It started off as Trevor's mission. Has it now become Frank's mission?
I hope that it hasn't become Frank's mission. I am part of those that are so involved in this that we've become almost fanatics, all consumed by this work. Not everyone that goes in on the run is converted to our way of thinking.
Do you see a time, perhaps a long time in the future, when Trevor will hate you for having said yes 2 years ago?
I've heard that before, that Trevor may eventually hate me. In fact, I even said it to him this morning, because this morning he had a dentist appointment. And after that, he was to speak at a church group, a small church group. And he didn't want to go to that. I just feel so committed. I'm sure, though, that there are skeptics. There are those on our very street here who look at us as being a little strange, to be polite about it. I'm sure they thought we're really a bit crazy, and sometimes I think maybe we are. But I don't want to think of it as Frank's campaign.
Helping the homeless, that's what I think is the best, because I enjoy helping them. I'm glad that I started it. So far, I don't want to stop, so I'm going to do it for as long as I can.
There you go. Put him over here.
A lot more people are getting involved now.
Yeah.
Few weeks.
Yeah.
Must be hard. God bless you.
Okay.